Hey guys, Xaryu here, and yesterday, I was playing a ton of RMP with Gex and Roasties. We had a ton of awesome matches versus another RMP, and I'm going to kind of break down these games for you guys. So here is Gex and Roasties and we are here on Ashamane's Fall fighting another RMP. And guys, if you haven't done RMP mirrors or haven't seen RMP mirrors, there's some of the most fun back and forth intense games ever. Right away we get a sap on the mage, switch the sap to the priest. I get that invis off, and we start on the mage with a kidney shot, throwing out the orb, the comet storm, the ice nova, and the rogue does actually get a vanish, blind on my priest, and a cheap shot on me. So basically we did our go. It was a sap into a sheep, and we're getting big damage onto the mage. Keep in mind the enemy team is triple human, which makes this pretty hard. We're actually playing on horde, so we're orc, blood elf, and undead, so it makes the matchup a little bit more difficult. But now they're getting counter pressure on us. We get that sap into the sheep, into the fear, trying to get a sheep off as well, but I do get kicked. Now I'm in an orb, ton of damage coming out, but I'm trying to make a swap onto the rogue. He does get stunned, going for the Evan Bolt, do get kicked though. Now the rogue has no kick, the mage has no kick. We want to set up for this next go. The priest and the mage are both off of stun DR, so this is the time where, if you watch my rogue videos, we're going to try to get that kidney onto the priest into some type of follow-up CC, but instead we're actually going for the cheap shot bomb onto the mage, getting a lot of damage into the bomb. Actually going to use that Icy Veins Ebon Bolt. The damage does connect, but that barrier comes out, and unfortunately, since that barrier came out, we did not force the mage's block. Now we get a cheap shot going for a polymorph onto the priest, but he does human trinket, and I do get kicked as well. So the human trinket does come out. I do get kicked as well. Now my priest is getting spam sheeped as well. I'm sheeping the rogue to try to hold on to my ice block, throwing out some more CC, and my priest does do a great job of keeping me alive here in this game. Now the blind does come out onto the priest. I'm going to try to do a follow-up polymorph. I do actually land it, the full fear on the rogue, the sheep onto the mage, the sheep onto the priest, the kidney onto the mage. The mage is forced into the first ice block of the game. Now kidney shot onto Gex. Now Gex into the sheep, me into the sheep, into the smoke bomb, and I'm going to go ahead and block right here at high HP. My priest just says block at high HP, try to preserve as much life as possible, and it does definitely pay off. Now the rogue is chasing me a little bit, does pop Cloak of Shadow so he can connect a little bit better. Mage is now blinking into me with that Icy Veins. Actually steal the Icy Veins for a second. My focus is still on the priest, trying to get some CC onto him, get another go here onto the mage. He has no trinket for about 20 seconds. I'm trying to get a polymorph onto something here. I'm trying to pre-temp shield the go, but that was actually a terrible temp shield by me, so I pretty much wasted it. I didn't have trinkets, so I kind of want to pre-temp shield when you don't have trinket, because you can't trinket temp, but I poorly predicted that, so basically wasted my own temp shield. Do land that full fear into the full sheep though onto the priest. The priest is forced to trinket, pain sup the mage. The mage is going to be fine for now. Now the pressure is switched on to me. They don't have a smoke bomb. The grip does come out into that double fear, but I do like the grip anyway, just to keep me alive, get a little bit more distance, but I am forced into my second ice block. So they got 2 ice blocks in a row, so now it's our turn to really switch the pressure around back onto the enemy mage to get his second ice block. Now the kick does come out onto me on that polymorph attempt. I'm a little bit scared here. I'm getting very low HP. The pain suppression now comes out, a shield onto me, a penance onto me. Hopefully that'll be enough to keep me alive for now. Going for the polymorph onto the rogue, get the full polymorph onto the rogue, which is nice. Full ring onto the priest. So we have the poly on the rogue, a ring on the priest, and hopefully a ton of damage about to come here onto the mage. Throw out that orb onto the mage, getting another poly onto the priest to follow up, steal that temp shield instantly from the mage, throwing some more damage into it, and hopefully we can force out a second block. Doesn't quite look like it, so great hold by Rise of Lasak, holding onto that ice block. Now kidney shot coming out onto the priest, just trying to do a good job of line of sighting that rogue for the time being. The rogue does reconnect on me, but there's no CC onto my priest Gex right now, so he should be able to top me off for the time being. Now the blind comes out on the priest, who has no trinket. Mage is forced into the ice block. If we can get any follow-up CC, looks like the priest is still going to be in combat here because of the mindbender, so there is no sap off of the blind, but he does get the follow-up cheap shot into the full polymorph onto the priest. Now mage is getting very low, I'm getting very low. Throw out the blood elf silence, their mage goes down, I go down. In this moment I was like, oh my gosh, what an epic game. Throughout the entire game, we're kind of trading cooldowns, going back and forth, doing back and forth setups, and then right at the end, we get CC, they get CC, they die, I die. That was an awesome ending. Luckily, we get that full fear, the full kidney shot. My rogue gets a ton of damage. Cold Blood, Gormaz, Priest Artifact Weapon does connect, and we do manage to take that first game. All right, guys, and we actually had a fun series against these guys yesterday. I think we fought them like 5 times, so we're going to go over more than just one game, and you guys are in for a treat because you get to see a ton of high-rated North American RMP mirrors. I just had so much fun playing these yesterday, guys, so hopefully we'll get to play more in the future. By the way, I'm playing Frost Mage. A lot of you guys have been asking for some Frost Mage gameplay. I haven't been playing too much of my Mage. I've been playing a lot more of my Rogue, my Ellie Shaman. I'm playing a little bit of Boomkin, playing a lot of my Priest. But right away, my Rogue gets sapped, my Priest gets kidney into the ring, and I get opened on. Right away, I Trinket and use my temp shield, and the pain suppression comes out. I get so low, but I do hold that ice block, and it definitely pays off. If I did ice block there, guys, the reason I can't ice block there, guys, is because I Trinket, temp shield, and we use pain sub. So we technically already used 3 big cooldowns. We technically already overlapped. I cannot block there also, or else we just instantly lose the game. So I did hold that block. It did pay off. On the enemy side, though, we opened up on the Mage, we triple cheaped him, we got his Trinket, we got some C on the Priest, we got the Priest Trinket as well, and now we tried to do a swap onto the Rogue. Didn't quite work out, but that was my Icy Veins here in the opener. Now we want to try to get some pressure back onto the Mage. The stun DR on the Priest is off, and the Mage is off, so if we can get a kidney shot on the Mage, just like we see when we see Roastmaster play, try to get some follow-up CC. I tried to go for the ring. I do get stopped, though, cheap shot here on my go. Trying to get some CC out still. I want to go for CC onto the Rogue as well during the downtime. So there is the sheep onto the Rogue. Now the Icy Veins Ebon Bolt onto me, and I do block it. So I do like that block there. We prevented a lot of damage with that ice block instead of like taking all the damage and blocking very low. Since my Priest is in CC, block a nice high HP. I really do like to do that. Now I'm in the cheap shot into the bomb with the orb. My Priest does run in though and save me. That temp shield looks like it's going to save me as well. Everything is off DR right now, so this is our time to shine, really. Throwing out the ring onto the Priest. He does Trinket and Death It, so that's why Human is so good. We already got the Priest Trinket. We got a full setup onto the enemy team, the kidney shot into the ring. This is where we're about to get our ice block, right? This is about when we're going to start the CC chain. We're going to get the enemy mage's block, but the Priest has another Trinket because he's human, so this whole go is wasted. So we don't actually get anything from the enemy team because of that human Trinket, and instead I'm going to be forced maybe into my second block. No, my Priest does actually save me. Do get very low there for a second. Priest uses Shadow Word Death. Rogue still has kick available. There's fear onto my Priest into my Rogue, though my Priest actually wills that fear. I'm getting very low HP. He does go into that sheep. Lock the Ebon Bolt, because if I didn't, I would probably have to block. I'm very low still, but it looks like I'm going to be okay for this next go. Until this next go, hopefully. Throw that Blood Elf Silence onto the Mage to stop that Ebon Bolt. Now the full kidney shot comes out. I'm going to try to go for a Polymorph. I'm communicating with my Priest right now. I'm basically saying, I'm going to Poly, I'm going to Poly, I'm going to Poly. I got stopped on Poly. You're going to fear. Boom. Now the fear comes out. I'm going to rewind that because that's so important, guys. The kidney shot's out on the Priest. My Priest is in position to fear him off of that kidney shot. I'm casting Polymorph. I'm communicating. Here, I'll say it real time. My Poly, my Poly, my Poly. I can stop your fear, your fear, your fear. Boom, he fears instead. That's how we know not to overlap. If I don't say that, we would have overlapped fear and Polymorph if I didn't get kicked, right? So I'm telling him whether to fear or not to fear by the end of that kidney shot. Now we do a big go onto the Mage. He's getting very low. He does temp shield, but that pain suppression does come out. Now that orb was not the greatest. I did it kind of when the stuns were ending because it was just coming off CD. I think it was just coming off CD. So we didn't get too many ticks from that orb. But a lot of times that is going to happen against a human Mage. I do land that full sheep, though, and this Mage comes off stun DR in about 1 second here. So hopefully we can land up some re-CC. I fake the kick, land the re-sheep. The full kidney shot comes out onto the Mage. The Mage goes into his ice block. He gets massive spell out of his block. So now this game is going very, very well. Now I sheep the Rogue just to kind of keep the game under control in the downtime. We're building up more pressure until this next go. I still have another ice block available in about 30 seconds. I have my Icy Veins and my orb. Full kidney shot out onto me. Blind onto my Priest. My Priest does Trinket the mind control onto my Rogue. The kidney shot and a cheap shot onto myself. Looks like I'm going to be okay, though, because my Priest is out of CC. He's just spam healing into me. Looks like I'm going to be totally fine until this next go. Now, the Rogue into the full sheep. The Priest into the full kidney into the ring. This is what we like to see, that perfect cross CC. Now the Mage is under pressure. The Ebon Bolt being casted. Mage getting very low. Let's see if he's going to have to use a second block. There's his second block. So we got 2 blocks in a row onto this Mage. The sheep, the ring, the cheap shot. Perfect triple CC, that triple cross CC. Now the Priest into the fear, into the half sheep. A little bit early on that half sheep. I didn't want to get stopped by that Rogue. Into the quarter sheep. The orb now coming out, and this is where it goes downhill. They make a swap to my Priest with that kidney shot, but everything is already on DR. The mage still has kick available too, so if I try to cast a polymorph, I am going to get kicked. Casting polymorph, I do get kicked. I predicted that before it even happened. My priest is very low HP. The rogue is pretty, half stunned DR. The mage could have been stunned right now, I guess, but the polymorph is already quarter DR on the rogue. My priest is very low. He already used Pain Step on me. He already used Trinket on the blind. They made a beautiful switch to my priest, and he does go down. So that's a very unfortunate game. Very well played game, though, from both ends. Like, that was one of my favorite games, even though we lost because we started off like really, really poorly. Then we kind of recovered. We had a couple very good goes onto the mage. They did get that kill on the my priest, though, and here was the damage breakdown for that one. All right, guys, and here's the last game on Tolvaron Arena. I think this is the last time. I might actually have another game or two against them. If you guys want more of these games, I think I might have 2 more games against these guys. If you want to see more of these games, comment down below. Let me know. But here's the last one for today. The Mind Control coming out from the Priest, the full kidney that kind of stopped that, the Ring of Frost coming out, and then the Poly coming out. And I blinked to avoid the kick from the Rogue. So we had the Ring of Frost. It does get stopped, but then I got that full sheep out onto the priest off the kidney shot. The mage is in trouble now. He does use his trinket. I think he might have used his temp shield as well. He's about 66% life, and now they're about to do the same setup. They just sit on to us. Now the kidney shot out on to my rogue. The full ring onto my priest and the cheap shot onto myself. I'm under pressure right now. The pain suppression does come out, and I'm not going to trinket temp shield because I do have that pain step. Wouldn't want to overlap like I did that last game because it, propels us in a pretty bad position. Now the sheep's coming out onto the rogue to kind of stabilize the game in the downtime, like I said before. Now switching the focus back to the priest. A full fear comes out on the priest. If I can follow that with a polymorph, would be wonderful. Get that full polymorph. The full kidney shot comes out on the mage. Once again, guys, this is what human ratio is so good. I'm going to rewind this. The full sheep onto the priest. The full kidney onto the mage. If this mage wasn't a human, he would have to block, or the priest would have to trinket pain step. One or the other. If the priest trinket pain steps, great, because now the priest has no trinket or pain step, and we could either swap to the priest and kill him, or we could just blind the priest and kill the mage next go. So that would be great. Or the mage could ice block to save himself because, he's pretty much dead. Full kidney shot with the full orb, Icy Veins orb here. He's pretty much dead. He's going to have to either block or pain step, or trinket pain step, one or the other. But he's a human. He trinket, blinks out, and he's fine. That is why human racial is so good, guys. That's why everyone's complaining about it all the time. So when you're fighting triple humans, it's just so difficult. But nonetheless, we get the mage very low. He does survive, though. We throw out that smoke bomb. I'm not sure if that was the greatest smoke bomb or not, but the triple stuns coming out from Stabalicious, the full kidney shot onto the priest. Now, seeing if I can follow that up with any type of CC. It looks like I'm going to miss my ring. I do get kicked on it anyway, though. The full blind comes out onto the priest. I tried to sheep his trinket, but I sheeped a little bit early, so we actually got the trinket, the blind, and the sheep. So that's a very poor sheep by myself. I'm getting very low now, 22% life. Hopefully, I can survive tons of damage out onto the enemy mage, though, and we force his ice block and save mine. So that's actually very good. Throw out the temp shield there. Not the greatest temp shield. Once again, my temp shields have been a little bit off here in this series, and I'm getting very low, but the CC does break on my priest. The full fear now comes out. He wills the fear, grips me over, and he does save me with a couple shields. So we actually get to hang on to the ice block there. I looked like I had the ice block. Now the mage and the priest are back off diminishing return. Now it's time to go. Nova the rogue, Blood Elf silence the mage. The full kidney shot comes out on the priest. Ring the priest, put the orb down by the mage. Now the mage is out of trinkets for now, I do believe. Even though Gladius says he has a trinket, I think he's already used both. I think that is a bug. Now the Ebon Bolt being casted onto my rogue in the bomb. Pretty much scary time here, but my priest does get into, I don't know if that was bomb actually or not, but my priest does put that barrier down to save my rogue. Now the full fear coming out, the pressure switches over to me. I have 2 blocks if I need, but I do just kind of trinket out. I'm spam sheeping the rogue now because my rogue is still very low. I do get a kick out of the way, which is totally okay. I would much rather have them kick my sheep attempt on the rogue than kick my sheep attempt on the priest, so I definitely do not mind the sheep at all. Now it's pretty much our turn to go. As you can see, there's no stun DRs on the enemy team. That means it's time for us to get some damage out. The full kidney shot comes out. I throw out that temp shield. It does get stolen. Full sheep onto the enemy priest. The mage does trinket and attempts to go for a polymorph. I do kick the polymorph, going for that resheep. Do get the re-sheep. Now 3 stuns coming out onto the enemy mage. Now the priest is full feared, and the mage is forced into the ice block. Throw out the polymorph onto the rogue. So we have the fear onto the priest, polymorph onto the rogue. The mage is in the block. The block gets mass dispelled. Now mage getting very low HP, 45% life. I don't know if we're going to be able to kill this go or not. If we're not, able to kill him, then we can set up next go. But look at the control, guys. On the road, we have that full sheep into the full Frost Nova. The rogue can't really get out of the Frost Nova unless he uses Vanish or Cloak or something, so at least we're forcing cooldowns. He does use Vanish. Now the Kidney Shot coming out onto the Priest. Now the Pain Suppression out onto the enemy Mage. Now I'm getting very low, 16% life. My Priest is calling for me to hold that Ice Block, though, so I'm not ice blocking quite yet. Now the full sheep comes out onto the Priest. Mage getting about 30% life. The orb comes out, the damage comes out, and he does go down. So we did end up positive here in the series. Super fun games, back and forth, guys. If you liked these games, make sure to let me know in the comments. I think I have 2 more games of the same series, and I'll definitely be continuing to play more RMP in the future. Guys, if you liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up so I know to upload more. If you did not like the video, thumbs it down so I know not to upload more. And talk to me in the comments about what you guys want to see for next time, whether it's different classes, different types of guides, different types of videos. Definitely just let me know. I do read the comments. And guys, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.